when something comes along that I can help the people that I've been helping, it's very exciting to me. So I work with everything from gut health to parasites to, I mean, just you name it. I love to geek out on the science of it. And then recently, like a year ago, a friend told me about a vagus nerve activation product. Sounded really interesting. So I decided to take a gander at it. And what I started learning about the vagus nerve and how it affects our body, and that could be the missing key in what I was dealing with and helping people with, and sometimes there would be a stall out. When that came along, I thought, okay, now this is really exciting. This is something that will complement what the space I'm in already in the wellness space, the gut health space, and then started learning more about the vagus nerve. Now, our vagus nerve runs from our brain stem basically to our rectum. It touches every organ in between, and it helps the function of. So it's kind of like the background processor for over 1,100 functions in our body. And so when I realized how important that was, how low our vagal activity is nowadays, and especially learning how low it is since COVID, and just how many people are stuck in that fight or flight mode, right? When you're in the fight or flight mode, your body cannot heal. So what happens is when you can activate your vagus nerve, so people do hot and cold plunges, you can do lots of things that'll activate it for a few minutes or a couple hours. So when I started learning more about that, and then this came along, a product that we've known the science of it for a very long time, just the processing of it, to get it to a price point where you could even offer it to the public. That is something new. And so when this came along, and then I realized how many even like wellness, health practitioners, your doctors, your MDs, and your naturopaths, and your functional medicine doctors, how many of them were excited to have something like this come across the wellness industry. I thought, okay, there's something to this. So I started looking into it, got some people to try it right away, was just blown away. So basically, it's going to activate, it's the three bitter acids out of the mature hops extract. And we've known you can get hops, just the extract from hops, and use that medicinally. We know that this is different. This is the bitters extract, the three bitters out of that. It is in purified water, and it is tasteless and it is odorless, and it is really changing the game. They call it, along with the other one, they call it industry disruptor, just because of how effective it is on so many issues, because it is activating your vagus nerve, which is then affecting 1,100 of those functions, like I mentioned, in our body. And it's taking our body in, enabling it to go into rest and digest. For our bodies to heal, we need to be more in homeostasis, not the fight or flight. Our bodies do not heal in fight or flight. So that is why to have something so simple come along that can just adjust us into our parasympathetic nervous system, activate that, and then the trickle down effect, of course, every organ is affected. Our breathing's affected, our liver's affected, our pancreas, everything is affected. And so it's just been super, super exciting. And I'm just making sure that there's nobody here in the waiting room. Uh, So, so that's what I fell in love with, to add it into my wellness coaching. So I'm kind of more the vagus nerve gut health coach, because it affects so much the gut, everything. And of course, we all know all disease begins in the gut. So when you have something come along that's so simple that can activate your rest and digest so that your body can start to heal, what it's affecting for cognition issues is just mind blowing. So we've got exciting stories. We've got dementia reversal stories. We've got um, just so many things. Right away, people notice sleep improves right away. I'll ask people like a day into it, what have you noticed first? And they'll be like, I just feel calm. And so I don't know if Rosanna's on here, but she just has an amazing story. When nothing changes on the outside, maybe your circumstances even get worse. But when you've got something you can take and suddenly the whole of your inside just feels calm. The way you handle stress, the way you handle anxiety, depression, absolute game changer. We've got a pastor in Australia. He's fought major depression his whole life and fought it. So, so that's a good thing. But it was debilitating at times, and hasn't had hasn't struggled since, just with these vagus nerve activation drops. So it's pretty exciting that the power of activating your vagus nerve, then your body being able to affect the whole parasympathetic nervous system and what it's able to do. We've got, of course, all that then affects inflammation. It affects your digestion big time, really big time. So things just start falling into place there. Um, but sleep right away, brain fog right away, people will notice. Just looking through, some of the people on here are using it, so I know a few of you. Um, Made me think of a family member, somebody on here, their cravings for smoking have gone down immensely. And so there's just so many things. Men especially notice a big difference right away. One of the first things they'll notice is they don't get up to pee as much in the night if they've hit that stage in life. Prostate numbers plummet, for people that's an issue. And there's just so many things. Val was saying before we started the talk that um, even with animals, because even animals have a vagus nerve. And just the testimonies coming out about that are just incredible. Dogs, cats. That would be quite disruptive for the veterinary industry because so many people are solving so many things just at home. So that's been really exciting. So adding that into my wellness coaching already has just been transformational, been a game changer. And the exciting thing is once again, part of my passion is being able to help people afford their products if they want. And let me admit, so that's always, to me, that's always important. So you can go to the health food store and grab this and that and the other, and always trying to experiment, figure out, what is going to help solve this problem that you're struggling with. And when you can come along, try something, you can share it with your friends. It's truly such a blessing in thousands of people's lives. Moms, stay-at-home moms able to finally come home. So that is one of the most exciting things to me, is when you can work with somebody, work with a company that has life-changing products, and then also has a passion for getting people to share about it, and then rewarding them with bonuses, referral bonuses, affiliate marketing, and all that. So there's so many options. The other thing, so that's what we started with when I started kind of searching this out about a year ago. And then while that was launching, so our vagus nerve activation drops called Fix, while that was launching and changing so many lives, they were working on a product that they had the science of for a couple decades, but we actually got it improved. And we're able to bring it to market in an exciting way, and that in a way that helps um, the poorest and the sickest children around the world. So that's going to be social entrepreneurship, and that is with our other product that's also with this same company. And so, besides having the most wonderful model to share it, you're actually helping globally. And when you purchase this other product, it's called VeraCell, and it is taken. This basic science of it is it's a glyconutrient, and that is a whole rabbit hole in itself. And what happens is our cells are not communicating, and they're not being heard when the communication breaks down. The cells need the molecules around them for them to be able to talk to each other. And basically, that has been so destroyed over the years that when a part of our body is crying out for help, they're not hearing it, so that they can send the cells to help with that disease cell that's proliferating and wreaking so much havoc in our body. They're crying for help, and then the part of the cells that are supposed to send the killer T cells are not able to hear it because the communication of the cells is broken down. So what happens is this product called VeraCell, a glyconutrient product. It has ace mannan in it. It's got your 5 polysaccharides. So then each one of those is a whole study in itself. What happens is it um, starts to repair that cell to cell communication. Now, I'm not going to go into the science of it. I've got a great clip from a lady, Jackie, who's so good at explaining it. Um, but this one is, as a standalone product, is quite a wellness industry game changer. And the one guy that helped bring it to market, he says it's quite an industry disruptor, and a lot of doctors are coming out of retirement, or they're really excited because the studies on this go way back. Um, so I won't even get into all that, but basically they knew it would kill the AIDS virus. They've seen the studies on what it does with Alzheimer's, what it does with cancers, all of that. So when you pair the repair of your cells communicating together so that they can ask for help, so that they can modulate down or up your immune system, that's huge. So we're talking some of the most dreaded diseases. That is all affected by the macrophage of the cells, the immune system response. And this repairs that. So it's got the fiber in it that works on the gut health. So people's lives are just totally being changed with something so simple. So I'm very excited. The one product I thought as a standalone was, I'd go all in just on the vagus nerve activation drops. Then when I started learning about the VeraCell, the ACE mannan, the cellular recognition, the cellular communication that's repaired, and what that does in our body with every disease. We have, it blew me away. We've got a guy that was feeling better. He was on the vagus nerve activation drops, so was feeling much better. But after 6 heart attacks, there's just a lot of damage that's done. Um, and so he was on the heart transplant list for 6 years. And I think maybe Val can correct me if I'm wrong, but about 2 months in on the VeraCell. So this is that product. This is the powder product that repairs cell to cell communication. His tissue of his heart was repaired enough that they took him off the transplant list. So that's just the power of what we're working with this VeraCell, and it's just getting more and more exciting. We've got another fun one with the vagus nerve drops. I remember hearing early on or a few months ago this the wife, her husband had a stroke. Her husband had a stroke. He was totally locked in for 8 weeks. Just the eyes moved, and so she finally wanted to give him some of the vagus nerve activation drops. Got it approved by the doctor. Got it put in his feeding tube. By the next day, he had tears coming down out of his eyes. He was able to stick his tongue out. He started moving a hand. So within the next, I think it was 3 days, they had him moved to rehab. So that's the power of what we're working with, and all of it just merged so nicely with my passion for gut health and how much has changed when our microbiome changes, and then to add in this next little tool has been so exciting. So we've got everything from inflammation to digestive issues. Again, once again, I've never seen anything work this fast, like I said before, for mental health issues. I had a friend in town here, and she shared her story. um, she had been 2 times in the hospital, just severe mental health um, struggles. And within 10 days, she's like, I haven't felt this good in years. So that it's just really exciting. Then to have something that's tasteless and odorless, back to the vagus nerve drops. So we're working with two things that as standalone would totally change your life. then you pair them up, and I don't think the industry is going to recover from the effects of the amazingness of this product. And so that's what I'm so excited about. And um, well, I know what I was going to say. I was just looking to see if my guest was on yet. Um, so the other thing I was going to say too is for children, because I love having something simple for children. So this is proving to be, the drops alone are proving to be a game changer for autism and ADHD. Is shocking. And I've known when you change the microbiome for children, then it will change behavioral issues in those arenas. You know, you're not going to reverse everything, but you will change a lot. And sometimes that's hard when you have a product that has a flavor or you've got a mask with a food. Food is always such an issue in that arena. So to have something tasteless, odorless, that you can stick in their juice and whatever, they never know. The the lady, I did share her story a couple weeks ago, and she's got it in her 11-year-old's drink every morning. They had to pull her out of school because her behavior issues were so bad. She's on the spectrum and severe ADHD, um, and some other behavioral issues, just terribly acting out. And it was just so bad. She had to pull her out of school, couldn't make friends, and so she started giving her these drops just secretly. And her whole life changed. Her behavior changed. She started learning, paying attention in school. They put her back in school. She started making friends. She said, and she even had a sleepover. Like that's just unheard of. So it's really exciting down to very small children. We have stories of just overnight change when you activate that vagus nerve. There's so much overload in our nervous system, our central nervous system, and our body's not kicking into the parasympathetic nervous system often enough in order to heal and to calm all that down. So it's that part is really exciting. PTSD, when you're working with veterans or anybody, a lot of trauma. We've got a couple trauma coaches that are just, they're like, I'm to the point now where unless somebody is going to be on these drops for a couple weeks, I almost don't want to start working with them, just because of the effect of able to start dealing with issues so much quicker uh, when you're in your parasympathetic nervous system, and you're um, able to just kind of relax inside and work through the issues way easier. Um, the that was, yeah. So brain fog, memory loss. One lady, I share her story. Her husband, dementia for 10 years in a wheelchair. She started giving him drops 4 times a day when she realized that it was starting to help him. And he is out of the wheelchair. They're back to sailing. Um, his dementia has reversed, so it's really exciting, all the options that there are. There are lots of stories out of the UK with even some Parkinson's, some dementia, and that too. And so to to have something so simple for every demographic, and to have something simple for our seniors is just been incredible. I've got a friend in Ohio, and her dad's in a nursing home, and so she got him started. He's 90, I think 92. She got him started on the drops, and right away, his bladder issues improved, his cognition improved, um, his mood really improved. So yeah, she's working. The nurses are happy to give it to him because it's just been such a game changer in his life too. So that's just a little overview of of what we're working. Uh, let's just see here. I'm just asking. I think something must have happened. I hope she's okay. Um, so that's just a little quick overview. I knew there would be some people on here tonight that had really heard about the product yet. Some of you on here are loving it, and I know some of your stories, and that's exciting. And Lenny's on here, and he's the one that told me about it. And at first, I was just kind of like, oh, not another thing to check out because there's just always so many things that come your way when you're in this space, and people are like, you should try this, and you should look at this, and you know, as you all know, I'm just super happy with gut health. And but when I saw what this could do, and I got some friends right away to try it and say, hey, is this? I know you stalled out a bit with what the program we were working with. Do you feel like this could be a missing piece in your health journey? It's just blown me away, just blown me away. So that's been incredible and really fun. And now with the new product, the VeraCell, um, we're already, getting so much anecdotal reports on that. So, um, what was I gonna? I was gonna mention. Uh, yeah. So I think that is now what I'm wondering is, so the yeah that so the product itself is super exciting. We're with a company called Marketplace Global, and there are other products. There's the Fulvic, there's New Zealand Fulvic, there's a few other just anything they put out is like top line. Um, the vagus nerve activation drops are just so exciting because as a company, they own the fields where the flowers are grown, they own the processing, they own the packaging, they own it all. So it's really exciting to be part of something so ground floor, so revolutionary, and that even so many healthcare professionals are jumping in on. And it says, is it glitching on you? It says my internet was unstable for a second. So, um, so, but besides all that, it's an opportunity, a business opportunity also, which nowadays with hundreds of thousands getting laid off, it is incredible to have something in this space where you can share something that's working so well for you, something you love, something you know your neighbor is struggling with a health issue, or so many people struggling with mental health, and to have something this simple to share and have so many lives changed is really, really exciting. You can follow my Instagram, Vegas Nerve Coach, and okay. Oh, so just waiting here for Cindy. She's just about on, and then she's going to share with us. She was in a spot where she didn't have internet, and so she's okay. So she's coming. So, anyways, I just want to make sure I always share the business opportunity too, because for me and my family, we ranch, and I can't just add another, hundred or couple $100 on. I really, had some people that wanted to try it with me. It has been such a blessing financially too. So these are huge options in today's world. Health and finances are two of the biggest issues that people lose sleep over every day. 80% of people in our country, in North America, might be higher in Canada, but at least in the US, it's like 78 to 80% daily stress about finances. In the UK, where it's taking off also, it's like 85 to 88%. So it's a really big deal. Um, the financial aspect of things, especially with AI losing with so many people losing jobs over that. And then to have this as a provision, has just been really huge. And they say it's kind of it's personal development with um, with a compensation plan, and that's what we always say about this kind of social selling. It's like you have your own little your business in a box, and